Good afternoon, YouTube. This is the Pond Diver back with another real life update. Today we're going to be talking about the LED lighting that I added to my sheet metal shed. Let's talk about it. Last week I posted an update on how I reinforced the roof of the sheet metal shed. This is a very common Aero 10 by 14, but all I did was just add some center supports and then some trusses that went from each side to the center. So in this video what I'm going to do is show you how I added overhead lighting. So it is my backyard shed, and any power that I give out here to the shed is all going to come off of a 20 amp exterior GFI breaker. Now I do have other things on that breaker right now, so anything that I add to the shed needs to use as little power as possible. So when I talk about adding lighting, it's definitely got to be LED. Fluorescent lighting and incandescent lighting is certainly out of the picture. So I've had a particular set of lights, the Hypercon lights, that I purchased back in 2016, and they are amazing. They don't have this particular style anymore, but I am going to leave a link in the description to the latest style that they have. They're incredibly economical. They use very little in the way of energy. I think it's like 0.3 of an amp, and you do not have to hardwire them. They have a simple 120 plug-in. Each light is rated at 38 watts, which is equivalent to 100 watts, incandescent. They're also 3800 lumens, and I have 4 fixtures, so that gives me about 15,400 lumens in the shed. Now I do like a lot of lighting. I have poor visibility out of my right eye, so I like to have as much overhead lighting as I can. And you want to have a lot of good lighting in an exterior building like this because critters tend to move in, bugs, spiders and things like that. But if you keep it well lit and you do good housekeeping, you won't have much in the way of those critters constantly and trying to invade on you. So let's get to how I did it. The first thing I did is I took 2 pieces of decking board that were 10 feet apiece. I cut each board at 4 feet. So I had 4 4-foot sections of decking board. The light fixtures are 4 feet apiece. I took a tape measure, measured 2 feet in the very center, and then that's where I mounted the board up to the center support in the middle of the shed. And then I just drove a screw into each side of the light fixture and took it up directly to that piece of decking. And if you know me and you're familiar with my channel, you know I won't be able to sleep very well at night if I have a light fixture cockeyed. So I did go the extra mile and use a level. And when I use a level, I either back this screw out a little bit or I push this screw in a little further. That way I could level that board out. Also made sure that all of the wiring for each light fixture was all coming out the same side. And the reason for that is because I'm pretty particular when it comes to cable management. If I was to have a rake or even a fishing pole or something like that around and about in the shed, I wouldn't want it to catch on any wires that are hanging down from the ceiling. I did come across these jacketed wire holders that are incredibly inexpensive, and the jacket is there so that you won't over tighten and pinch any wires. It protects the insulation around the copper, and I'll leave a link in the description box for those as well. So as you can see, I'm going through and I'm making sure that all the cables end up on the same side. And remember what I said, these are very low energy consumers. So what that means is I can use a low gauge multi-plug extension cord and simply run it over to the other side of the shed with no problems. Now this is an outside environment. I wouldn't spend too much money in elaborate overhead lighting because I'm really not in the shed that much at night until the winter time, and then I could be in there for an extended period of time. But you got to keep in mind it has the potential to be a wet or damp environment, so I wouldn't go just too nuts. These are economical light fixtures, and they produce a very good amount of light daytime or night. And another benefit is, like during the summer when it's 100,000 degrees outside right now, these lights still are very cool to the touch, and they are just a nice commodity to have in the shed. So I do hope what you've seen in this video was able to help you or inspire you to get some overhead lighting in your shed. If you have any questions or comments, concerns about anything I covered in this video, let me know down in the comments section. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, I certainly appreciate that. Next week I'm going to throw another video together on how I've reinforced the bottom of this shed, so make sure you click that bell for that update as well. I do updates on this channel at least weekly, sometimes twice a week. And if you're interested in cooks, DIYs, and reviews, things of that nature, go ahead and click that bell for those updates. Until next week or sooner, this is the Pond Diver.